Welcome to my house.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Ty here, back again with another budget deck profile, and here we have your main man, Tetsutestu Tetsutetsu. Say that 3 times fast. Tetsutestu. The really interesting deck. It's really another straightforward deck. These decks, the purpose of these decks is just to get you new players involved, or even pique some of you players that are trying to figure out what to build or how to build it and everything else. You just need for just a starting point. You may not even be a deck builder, whatever the case is. These are to introduce you into the game, kind of get an idea how these characters play, and then you can just run with it from there. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Click your notifications on, so that way you will be notified when I come out with new content. This video is sponsored by Men and Nails. That's right, Men and Nails. This is really essential for you guys to take care of your nails. Some people don't think it's important, but it is. I think it's important. I really want to take care of my stuff. I take care of my cards. I take care of my sleeves and stuff. And sometimes when we have little whether we have dirt on our fingernails and stuff, or when we're trying to get cards out and stuff, we can really scratch up some of our cards. I like to take care of my stuff. So I like to bring these little kits and stuff as really everything that you need to travel with me to tournaments and stuff. And a lot of times when we're on stream and stuff, your hands are out there. So you're like, oh, you don't think it's some people don't care about it, but I just think if you would like to take care of that, it's really good to have it. First, you go to www.menandnails.com. That is www.menandnails.com. And if you use the coupon code Ty House of Cards, that's Ty House of Cards, it's TY House of Cards, you will get 10% off of your purchase. It helps your boy out, it helps the channel out, and it really does help you out. So definitely check it out, it's really good. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So this is Tetsutestu Tetsutetsu. Tetsu is a 5-hander with 32 health, really beefy guy, has really cool abilities. He can be aggressive. It takes a little bit of time to build up, but when he gets there, boy oh boy, he is pretty hard to deal with. They don't have something to counter some of the stuff you're throwing, it's gonna hurt them. So we have a 5-hander with 32 health. We built this deck on good symbol. And there are a couple of cards now. I try not to put rares in these. I try to do commons and commons as much as I can. There's nothing really wrong with rares because a lot of them are budget friendly anyway. But to make him a little bit more viable, so you have kill shots, I had to put a couple of rares in here, and I think they're easy to get to and they're really good. A lot of people give these cards away. Anyways, his enhance is discard 1 card. Your attack is +4 damage. The other enhance, once per turn, if you have 0 cards in your hand, reduce this attack's damage to 1. Really good, really good. So you have no cards in hand, you're like, oh, I'm out of luck. They go to try to go for a kill shot, and you're like, yeah, we'll say enhance, make it to 0 damage. Sorry, 1 damage. And then you have the response. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, add 1 card from your stage to your hand. So any of the cards that you have in your staging area, it allows you to literally pick up blocks. You get to pick up blocks and look at what blocks you have. You like pick up blocks for the next attack that's coming at you. So it's really cool. So let's get into the deck profile. It's really scary. So we're gonna run. So we run 3 reverse throws. This come from the rival deck. For those of you who do not know, rival deck is really good because you have a lot of stuff that you can only get this card in the rival deck. There's still a lot of rival decks out there. Definitely pick them up while you can. This is a reverse throw, has a punch and throw, 2 min for 5. Has an enhance. If this attack deals 5 or more damage, you draw a card. Self-explanatory. So you do Tetsutetsu, discard a card from your hand, give this +4 damage. They go to block this. The thing about throw is, and it says it right there, if this attack is completely blocked, it deals half damage rounded up during the damage step. So pretty much this is going to deal 5 no matter what, and unless they have a way to nullify it. Deal 5 damage, and then you will get the draw card. So with Tetsutetsu, you are guaranteed to draw 1 card unless otherwise. Next we have 3 of his rare Tetsutetsu Fist. Great high block, 4 mid for 5. This is really cool though. It has powerful 3 and punch. Enhance. If you have discarded a card from your this combat phase, this attack gets +2 speed. And when it's talking about discarding, it's not talking about discard a card. Even if a card says discard a card from the top of your deck, it's not talking about that. When you're paying a cost for discarding, whenever it talks about discarding, unless it says otherwise, it's always referring to a card leaving your hand. So keep that in mind. But it's really cool because you're always going to probably discard a card. Also, you can just use his ability where it says Tetsu Enhance, discard 1 card. There you go. Build the top card of your deck. Cool, free build, and then you draw a card. So you get to replace the card. I mean, self-explanatory really helps. It's going to trigger. So this is going to make this a 6 mid for 5. If you do Tetsu again, where you do Tetsu where you discard a card, it'll be a 6 mid for 9. Scary, scary, scary. Then we run 4 of overhead reversal, 3 low for 4 damage. A lot of people don't have low attacks, low blocks, but even if they do, they're going to want to partial block this because with Tetsu, you discarded a card, you get +4 damage, so it's going to be a 3 low for 8, and it's a throw, so it's always going to deal half. What's cool about this though is enhance, build 1 foundation with a printed difficulty of 0 from your hand. From your discard pile. So let's just say you had, instead of building, you have a card. Now you could have it ready, but let's just say you have one of your 0 diff attacks. Zero difficulty foundation. You can be like, hey, I'm gonna do Tetsu, discard that 0 diff, give it +4 damage, and then use this ability to take that same 0 diff and build it. So it's a cool little combo, really neat, really simple. So you get to use it, and it's almost like you played it. It's playing, coming and committed, but if it's a card that's playable while committed, then it doesn't matter. So really good. Like I said, you just start chipping away at your opponent. We run 4 copy Harden. This is cool because it's 4 high for 3. Breaker 1, so it's one of the only breakers in your deck currently. You go to block, it's good for defense. Also has the ability add 1 foundation from your stage to your hand. This attack is +3 damage. So you go 4 high for 3, do this ability when you bounce a card that you really wanted, becomes a 4 high for 6. Then you discard the card that you built and picked up, give it +4 damage. So then it becomes a 4 high for 10. I mean, like I said, it starts generating a lot, and after a while, your rival cannot do anything about it. Then we were running 3 Hardened Frenzy, Fury, and Kick. If this attack is completely blocked, you build it face down after it resolves. So you do it, it's really cool because this is going to bait it. They're going to really hate it because, well, I mean, seriously, you're not going to want to take 8 to the face with Tetsu. You discard and make it Tetsu. They're going to probably block it, try to go for 4. But then you have this. If you built a card this turn, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. There is a card that allows you to build. Not to mention, you too have cards that allow you to build. So this is cool. You can throw this as your second attack. If you built a foundation that this combat phase, this will allow this to get +1/+1. So it's going to deal 5 damage if they half block it. If they completely block it, then you don't care. You build it down and you got more toys to work with. Then you have 3 Full Power Clash. This is a really good card. It's actually one of your kill cards too. 3 mid for 3. Enhance, choose one of your foundations. This attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each copy of that foundation in your stage. It does not count face down cards. Face down cards are just blank cards. But any cards that you have multiple copies of, this will give it +1/+1. So if you have 3 of the same card, it gives it +3 speed, +3 damage. And then you can pay a momentum to give it powerful. But like I said, you're not worried about that because you have another deck, a card that does even better. So really cool and a really good block too. So I really enjoy it. Lastly, we run in 3. Now I probably would have run this at 4, but it's all good. Like I said, this is just to kind of introduce you to it. Well, it's another high block, 3 mid for 5. Enhance, add 1 face down foundation from your stage to your hand. Build the top card of your deck face down. So this is great. This card is so good. You play it. If you have a face down foundation, and it's committed, you can pick it up and then build 1 face down. So that helps you build. Also, what's really cool about this card is if you have no face down foundations, it says add 1 face down foundation from your stage to your hand. That is not the cost. You're just adding it. If you have nothing to add, you still get to build the top card of your deck face down. So you could just add and build a new foundation, another foundation, and extend your play. So really good. Moving on to the foundations. Oops, well, I guess we're starting with zeros first. It can't be fixed, self-explanatory. A lot of you guys already know what it is, but just in case, Any new player's response flip after you commit your any number of cards due to your rival effect. Build the top card of your deck face down, playable while committed. So they committed, they stunned it or whatever. You're like flip, hey, build the top card of my deck. So more ammunition for him to pick up after he takes damage. Then we do battle resolves, 4 of these. Really good to survive and take more damage. Commit, flip after you lose health, gain 1 health. So you just flip, commit, gain 1 health, boom. If you want to go for a kill shot, or maybe you think that they're about to kill you and you need to lessen that blow and try to block it, you commit 2 of these and they give it +2 speed, +3 speed, or -3 speed. This is a really good card, destined for mainstream. Enhance, flip, name a card type. You've seen this probably in my other videos. Check them out. Name a card type. So if it's you name foundation, action, asset, attack. 9 times out of 10, you're always gonna call attack unless for some other reason. You always call attack. You get to check the top card of your deck. You check it, you reveal it, and if it's what you called, you get to add it to your hand. If not, it just stays on the top of the deck and you know what's gonna hit. So if you call attack, it's a foundation, you know you're gonna be able to pass the block or pass the next attack. If it's an attack, it goes to your hand. So you always call attack to get more attacks in your hand. Then we do 4 Manly Passionate Guys. For a Manly Passionate Guy, self-explanatory. Once per turn, this attack is +1 damage or -1 damage. Helps you survive more, and also helps you push that extra damage. Then we have 3 Resistance. Another card that you see often in a lot of my deck profiles, Breaker 1, to make it harder for your rival to play a card. Commit this card. So what's really cool is you can commit this, make it to where your next attack, the next attack your rival plays gets -2 damage, and then if they end up hitting you from an unblocked attack, you can then say response, pick it up, and be ready to block the next attack if you wanted to. You might want to partial block it, I don't know, or just use it for when they do something else to interrupt it. And then you have it to where if they go to try to commit your card due to a stun ability, you just cancel it by flipping it. So. Then we have 2 high value target. Self-explanatory. It counts as 2 foundations. So you go to pass a block. You go to block 2 foundations right here. Also, if they go to destroy a foundation, any of your foundation, one of your foundations you don't want to be destroyed, you can destroy this card instead. This is a good card, small and limber, really, really good. Keeps you in the game for many ways. You can either extend your plays or have more cards to be able to play defense. So commit your charge attack, your charge, fury, or kick attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. It also says response once per turn after a card leaves your stage during the combat phase, ready this foundation playable while committed. So if somehow you committed this, or this guy committed for blocks or whatever, okay, then they go to hit you with something else. You're like, okay, respond. You pick up some other foundation, then you can say respond, ready all of them. So if all these were committed and you haven't used them during your rival's turn, and you picked up a foundation, you can ready all these, and now you have more to block with. Really good card to extend. We have 2 Manly Passionate Guys. Passionate Guy, self-explanatory, flip after you block with the foundation, build it face up. Really good, you're just gonna be blocking anyway. Here's another rare new training method, really good response. After you build this card, build 1 foundation from your hand committed. So him being a 5-hander, he needs to be able to build as many foundations. He needs to have as much foundations as possible, and this card allows that. Also, response, commit, flip. After you check a foundation, add it to your hand. So if somehow I'm like this at the top of the deck, I check this and I need that foundation or I want it, I commit, flip, and I get to add it to my hand. That's what it means by checking. You have to check the card when you flip it. Coming up to the last cards, any means necessary. Love this card. This card is really good. The life enhance you're not worried about because your character does not have life. So we're not going to worry about it, but it just says commit your character. If you have 0 cards in your hand, this attack is +1 speed and +3 damage. If your character had life, you could do it. But the response is what we're looking at. It says after you discard this card during the enhanced step, draw a card. So you use Tetsutetsu, you go discard for cost, then you say respond after it gets discarded, draw a card, and then you fulfill the other rest of it and you give your attack +4 damage. So it just allows you to replace the card. And lastly, passing the torch. This card is so good. The enhance, commit, draw 1 card, or if you have no cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. I mean, you're going to be this helps you to allows you to be more aggressive. You keep discarding cards to give it +4 damage, and then eventually you're just like, all right, cool. I need more attacks or more cards in my hand. Let me try to fish for it. Commit this, draw 2 cards, and you just go for it. And there you have it, guys. That is Tetsutetsu. It's a really fun deck. Give it a try. You will really enjoy it for you newer players. It's so much fun, so straightforward, self-explanatory. And if you want to take it to the next level, just keep searching for it. Like I said, join my Patreon, and I'll be able to doctor up some stuff anyway. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions or any suggestions, please feel free to message me. I love interacting with you guys. Love you guys. Take care. Peace.